Volcano Rising by Elizabeth Rush. Kaboom! Most people think volcanoes are either sound asleep or blowing their tops off in fiery, ash-spewing catastrophes. But volcanoes are not just destructive. Much more often, volcanoes are creative. They grow taller and wider. They form majestic mountains, and they build new islands where there were none before. Both creative and destructive eruptions start with gooey, melted rock called magma. Magma from deep in the earth rises up a gigantic straw-like tube to a vent or opening. If magma makes it to the Earth's surface, it's called lava. A burst of lava is called an eruption. Magma is made up of gases as well as melted and partially melted rock. As it rises and fills huge underground chambers, pressure builds and builds and builds until the magma is forced up and out a volcano's vent. Erupted magma can spurt out and flow down a volcano like red-hot syrup. This fluid lava cools to form either spiky chunks called ahe or smooth, ropey surfaces called pahoehoe. Magma can also burst out in solid chunks called tephra. Tephra can be tiny bits, ash, lightweight gas-filled pieces, pumice, or solid rocks and boulders, lava bombs. But what determines whether lava erupts peacefully or dangerously? Pow! Gases blast lava out in explosive eruption. Gases in lava slowly seep out in a creative eruption. Gas determines whether an eruption creates or destroys. Rising gas pushes lava out of a volcano. In destructive eruptions, gases get trapped inside thick magma or are blocked by plugs in the vents. Pressure builds until lava, ash, and gas explode all at once, like soda from a shaken can. In creative eruptions, vents are open and gases escape slowly, like when you carefully unscrew a soda bottle. Lava bubbles and sprays like water from a hose or oozes out like toothpaste from a tube. Layer upon layer of lava piles up, forming lava domes. Over time, peaceful eruptions can build mountains. Creative eruptions occur 3 times more often than the violent ones. They happen all over the world in all kinds of different places. So stop and think right now. What have you learned about the different causes of volcanic eruptions? A creative eruption can start with the ground swelling a tiny bit each year. Magma gathering underground creates a bulge that may one day make a new mountain. In the Cascade Range in central Oregon, 3 composite volcanoes, massive cones made from layers of both lava and ash, sit in a tight cluster, as if they're having a tea party. They're called the Three Sisters, North, Middle, and South Sister. But wait, what's this? A large area next to South Sister rose 4 inches between 1996 and 2000 and continues to rise. This uplift is caused by magma pooling a few miles under the surface. Scientists think a new volcano, West Sister, may join the party sometime, giving us yet another spectacular mountain to explore. Sometimes creation happens more quickly. Volcanoes can appear out of nowhere. One day the ground cracks and ash spurts out, forming a new volcano. In 1943, as a farmer plowed his cornfield in Paricutin, Mexico, ash exploded from a crack in the ground and rained down, creating a steep cinder cone. In a day, the cone reached 164 feet high. In a week, it stood 500 feet tall. Ash slowly buried the farm and nearby villages, but the family and villagers moved to land close by and began farming the rich ash-fertilized fields. A year after the cone was more than 1,000 feet tall. After 9 years, the cinder cone volcano stood more than 1,300 feet. This is considered one of the wonders of the world. It created a mountain, fertilized fields, and gave scientists the chance to study the fast growth of a new volcano. Volcanoes can even make mountains underwater. If these submarine volcanoes grow high enough, their tips form new islands. 3/4 of volcanic activity takes place deep in the ocean. In 1963, a submarine volcano near Iceland erupted to create the island of Surtsey. In a few years, the island rose more than 550 feet above sea level and grew to be more than a mile across. Moss and lichen took hold of the lava rocks, a bush grew, and then other plants followed. Finally, seals, puffins, and other animals began breeding there. Surtsey now holds a small hut for researchers, a new laboratory for watching what happens on the new island. Some volcanoes secretly erupt under glaciers, hiding growing mountains under deep, thick ice. Grímsvötn, Iceland's most frequently active volcano, lies beneath the country's largest glacier, Vatnajökull, with only a bit of its rim exposed. Underneath, vast ice cap is a hot spot, a place where lots of magma from the Earth's mantle rises to the surface. This makes for a very creative volcanic environment, causing Iceland to grow constantly in size. Creative eruptions can continue for a really long time. Whoosh. Fountains of red-hot lava squirt high into the air. Gurgle. Stinky lava streams into the shore. Fluid lava hits the ocean, steaming and hardens to form new land. For more than 25 years, the volcano Kilauea on the big island of Hawaii has been in a state of creative eruption. Shield volcanoes have lots of vents allowing runny lava to leak from cracks to form broad mounds that are shaped like shields. Kilauea's constant eruption has added more than 500 acres to the island. That's more than 314 soccer fields. No one works or plays on this new acreage yet, but they will. After all, where would the people of Hawaii live if not for the creative eruptions that help build their islands? So let's stop and think. What more have you learned about creative eruptions?